Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Trisha and today on the Aspiring Home Cook, we're going to look at some snacking options. I love my snacks and because of that I try and keep it as healthy as I possibly can. Yes, I do indulge, but for the most part, I try and stay on the right track. So today I'm going to share with you two options that I often look to as healthy snack options. One is a beautiful home-popped butter popcorn made right on your stovetop with no fancy equipment needed. And for my second option, we're going to look at some puffed lotus seeds or makhana. And I'm going to show you a quick and easy way that you can bring these to life and enjoy snacking while still staying healthy. I'm also going to share with you two recent finds that I stumbled upon and are a lot healthier than your regular chips. So before we go on over to the recipes, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, and once you do, click on that little bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, so let's go on over to the kitchen now and get started. Now I found these at a recent trip to Costco. These are just dried jackfruit pieces. So if you have abundant fresh jackfruit, you just sprinkle a little sugar and keep them in the sun for a couple of days till they get dehydrated, and they're beautiful. Now these fruit chips, they were handing out samples when we went, and once I tasted them, I couldn't believe that there was no added sugar. They were super tasty and crunchy just like your regular chips, but so much healthier. So when you're into your local Costco outlet next, look for these two bags. Now we're going to head on to our buttered popcorn. To make your buttered popcorn, there's just two things you really need. Some butter. This is about 1.5 tablespoons of butter that I've cut into thin slices or slivers. You can add a little more if you'd like. You can add a little less if you're trying to keep it even healthier. And I've got 1/4 cup of popcorn kernels here. I'm going to place a large heavy bottomed vessel. I'm just using my pressure cooker here without the lid, and place that on medium heat. And when your vessel's heated, add in a little oil. At this stage, do not add any butter, it's just going to burn. I'm going in with a little bit of coconut oil to get started, about 1 tablespoon's worth. Now the trick to getting beautifully popped popcorn without burning them is to know when to add your popcorn kernels to your pot. Here's how I do it. Once the oil is heated, I'm just going to go in with a couple of corn kernels. Just swirl that around to coat them in a little oil, and you're going to leave that on the stovetop for as long as it takes for them to pop. Once these kernels pop, you know your oil is hot enough that the rest of your corn kernels will start popping fairly soon after they go into the oil without having to sit there and without burning. Now, while we're waiting for the oil to come to temperature, go and get yourself a lid that fits loosely over the top, but we're not going to put that on just yet. Now, once these corn kernels have popped, you know that your oil's reached the right temperature. Quickly go in with the rest of your corn kernels. I give everything a good stir to make sure they've got a nice coating of oil, and just spread them in a single layer. And as soon as the corn starts popping, you're going to cover the pan with a lid. We're not going to cover it completely, so there's a little space for that steam to escape, but make sure that that gap is not big enough for your popcorn to get out of there. And you're going to let this cook off on a medium heat till all of those kernels have popped. Every few seconds or so, I'm going to shake this pan really well so that the unpopped kernels settle at the bottom, are exposed to the heat, and eventually pop. And I'm going to repeat that every 10 to 15 seconds. Now you know your corn is done when the popping slows down to like 1 or 2 every second or so. Carefully open the lid, but watch out, you might still have a little popping action in there like I did, but I know that most of my corn has already popped. Got a little butter melting on the other stovetop, and at this stage I'm going to add that melted butter into the popcorn. Just drizzle the whole thing over and quickly go in and toss everything in that beautiful golden melted butter. If you're using unsalted butter, you might have to go in and add a little salt. Add it at this stage while everything's still nice and hot so that it coats and seasons your popcorn. If you're using salted butter, taste a little of the popcorn right now so that you know whether or not to add more salt. I'm going in with a little salt because I know that my butter is not very salty, and I'm going to toss everything really well. And that's all there is to it. You've got yourself some beautiful buttered popcorn made on your stovetop in a matter of minutes. This is a beautiful snack, perfect for movie night or even when you feel like munching on something but don't really want an elaborate snack. And from there on, all that's left to do is pour all that glorious popcorn into your serving bowl and serve up. Now, we love popcorn at home, and if you're like us and you enjoy your popcorn too, try making some at home. You'll love how easy it is. Also, go ahead and check out my recipe for caramel popcorn if you'd like something a little sweeter. You'll be surprised at how easy that recipe is. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'm going to leave a link to that right here so that you can go check it out. And like you can see, there's nothing burnt at the bottom of the pan, it's just a few unpopped kernels, and I'm really happy with that result. Now, in addition to the butter, you can also add any herbs or seasonings of your choice and switch it up to make it just the way you like it. Now, for our second snack, we're going to make some puffed lotus seeds. These are also called Phool Makhana. They're also called fox nuts, and you can easily find them in any Indian grocery store. We're going to start off by roasting these off in a dry pan. So we're dry roasting them just to get rid of any moisture that might be in them. And what this does is makes them nice and crunchy and perfect to snack on. So I've got a large pan on some medium heat and I've added the makhana into the pan. And you'll need to toss these up constantly so that they get evenly roasted for about 6 to 8 minutes or till they turn nice and crunchy. Don't leave them unattended because they can burn really quickly. Now, after a few minutes have passed, I'm going to just try and break into one. Now I can see that the outside has crisped up really nicely, but the inside still is not as crunchy as I'd like it. So I'm going to continue roasting this for a couple of minutes more. Now this batch took me about 8 minutes in all to get nice and crisped up. Now once your makhana is nice and crispy, you're going to go in with some form of oil. I'm using coconut oil because we absolutely adore that flavor of coconut oil. You can also use butter if you'd like. And as soon as that coconut oil melts, you're just going to stir that around really quick to make sure that that oil coats all of those pieces in the pan. This is going to help your seasonings stick to them and make them really tasty. Turn the heat off immediately and take your pan off the heat. I'm going to flavor my makhana today with some Chatpata Indian seasonings. Here on over, you've got to move really quick because that pan is still hot and the spices that I'm using today burn really fast. I'm going in with a little bit of red chili powder. This is a mild Kashmiri chili powder, and I'm using a little bit of chaat masala, and I'm going to add a little salt to season the lot. Give it a quick stir and immediately take it out into your serving bowl because like you can see in seconds that chili powder is going to start burning. I'm just moving everything to a smaller bowl to serve up. At this point, it's a good idea to taste some of this to check and see if you need to adjust the seasoning. I needed to add a little more of that chili powder and chaat masala, so I'm doing that right here. The salt level seems fine at the moment. Give everything a quick toss so that the spices get distributed well. And you've got some beautifully spiced makhana ready to snack on. These are super crunchy on the outside, and that chaat masala and chili powder combination is so Moorish. You're really going to enjoy this bowl of snacks. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with family and friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to see you really soon with another delicious recipe. So till then, take care. Bye.